All right, everyone. Let's do a little talk on Ripple. How about that? Let's talk about Ripple. It's been a while, and somebody gave me a suggestion that I should probably do a Ripple video, especially since Ripple is one of my long-term holdings. So let's take a look at it. And I was looking at it here recently, and it does look very interesting to me. So I do want to talk about it a little bit. Before I get into it, this isn't financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I'm just giving my opinion on the market. And so let me go ahead and let's get into the chart. All right, so we were talking, and this was, gosh, in late January, we were talking about this structure. I'm looking at Ripple. I believe this is on the Bitstamp chart. We were taking a look at this impulse up here. We had from this low to this high, and I was like, all right, well, we want to come down to the 50 or the 382, and we want to go up from there. And this P&L that I have out here, I just kind of placed off to the side, but this is what I was looking at, and actually just to kind of prove to you that I was doing a little bit of foreshadowing. I've got a lot more stuff over here to the right, which I won't necessarily talk about, but just to kind of show you, this is what I was talking about. I was talking about buying here at about 22 and a half cents, and I was saying stop loss right around here, which was at about 21 cents or so, and we almost hit that stop. We came down to the 50. I was talking about putting a stop on the other side of the 50. Worked out pretty well. At the time, I was like, all right, if we break down below the 50, we're probably going to have to look to rebuy down here at the 618. But nonetheless, this ended up working out pretty well for us. It ended up working out pretty well. This is a pretty ugly count here. It's really not a great count. We're talking about this range right here. You can dig an impulse out of this to have like an ending diagonal on it. I'm not a real big fan of the way that the geometry on this kind of worked itself out. But we came back to a pretty technical target, which was the 50. So naturally, our next level that we're going to be paying attention to is going to be up here at the 236, which was our initial target, which we passed by. We actually did a 100% expansion on this, which means, if we're measuring from down here, that pivot to this pivot, 100% of that move would take us up to here. So we did expand out of that completely. We overthrew it just a little bit. I'm going to go down to a 3-hour time frame here. So now what we have a little bit of a falling wedge. So I see Sacred Order in the Discord right now is talking about we want it lower. We want this to go lower. All right. So first off, 12-hour call to buy right here. 12-hour call to sell up here. That looks fantastic. 12-hour has not called another buy yet, but look at it. The sucker is primed. It is ready to cross bullish on the next significant move to the upside. I don't see any bullish divergence forming on the 3-hour. And if you look at the RSI, which is our pink indicator over here, we've got from our low, we've got right here, and basically we came to like the same level. And I don't consider that to be any kind of significant divergence. What I need to see is another push down. And let's just take a look here. We're going to go from the top. We do the same thing. We're going to go from the top, and then we're going to go down here to this pivot right here. So from this pivot to this pivot, let me just outline this a little bit here for using our polyline tool. So from up here, we have an A, a B, and a C, and then an A, and a B, and a C. Now we have an A working on the B, and then we come down here to 25 cents. This is what I would like to see happen with Ripple. So essentially, we basically have an A, B, C into the A, an A, B, C into the B, and then an A and a B and a C down here into the C. I'm leaving this P&L on here in case there's anybody watching that did take that trade, because the target that we were aiming for this was about 37 to 38 cents. Okay, if we do come down to this 25-cent level, it's a pretty steep pullback. which I'm not a real huge fan of. But if we do come down here, we bounce off of here, I do think that that 37, 38 cent level is probably going to hit. So I do plan on keeping the P&L that I previously had on here. One thing that I am a huge fan of is the fact that the 12-hour is down at the level where it's at as the price is sitting here. The last time the 12-hour was this low is when the price was sitting right here. So the last time the 12-hour was this low, we were sitting back here. Now we're sitting where the 12-hour is, in this range. Maybe we don't quite get down to 25 cents. Maybe we only get so far as approximately 25.8 to 26 cents. It's very possible that we stop there. I had an issue with my Ethereum video, so I keep looking over at my screen to make sure you guys can see the chart here. But, I'm not a real big fan of how steep this is coming back. But if this ends up being, different than what I've got counted, maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we completed the impulse here, and then we're doing a pullback. Let's just see what that looks like and see if that actually makes sense technically. Oop, I said I would leave that on there. Let me go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Now that we know where those targets are coming from, we know where this came from. So if we are going to be correcting this entire move, let's see if this makes technical sense to come down to 25 cents. From the bottom to the top. Gosh, we came back to the 50 perfectly. And really the 618 would be all the way down here at about 24 cents. So yeah, I would say that probably, a move down to 25 cents is possible. But if we break this 50, we're probably going to come down here to the 618, which is going to be at 24 cents. So I'd be layering bids between 24 and 25 cents. And I would do a stop loss approximately 23.5 cents, somewhere in that range, especially if you're doing leverage trades. I think it's very possible that we are going to be seeing something like this, basically a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to bring us down here, and then we see that move up. But if this 12-hour crosses, and I'll be talking to you guys on the Discord about this, but if you want this indicator for yourself, you need to be part of our Discord, and I'll be more than happy to work with you on getting access to that indicator. You just have to be part of our member group for that. But this 12-hour is coming down here, and as soon as this thing crosses up, this thing's going to be moving to the upside. It probably will have already started. As you can see, the last time it happened, we had the cross back here. The price had already started to move up, but if you take a look at where the 12-hour was back here compared to 12-hour right here, we're talking, a significant difference on that. And there's a real good chance that when this thing does cross up, we can make that move up to about 35 to 38 cents. So be definitely keeping an eye on that. And that's kind of what I'm thinking on Ripple. I'm going to do one more thing here, then I'm going to go ahead and end this video. All I'm going to really be doing is just putting a little geometry on this move right here. And don't really know exactly where this is going to land, but let's go ahead and keep this on here as well. And, basically the reason why I wanted to outline this is because from up here, we could have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a move down here to 5, which is going to take us down there to that 25 cents. So keep an eye on anywhere between 24 and 25 cents. Keep an eye down here in this range. If the 12-hour crosses to the upside, we'll be talking about on the Discord. The 3-hour and the 1-hour are already kind of up there. So I would say we probably are going to come down. And that'll give time for this 12-hour to come down, even more, probably creating a bit of hidden bullish divergence on this, whereas we are creating a higher low on the price. But then our indicator is giving ourselves potentially a lower low. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but it is very possible that happens. So if that happens, definitely we'll be talking about it. I'll be interested in getting in some leverage long positions around that 25 cent range if we happen to get down there. But that's my opinion on Ripple, and you can like it, you can hate it, but again, if you do have any questions or anything, feel free to pop in the Discord. I'd be more than happy to answer those for you. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, a good night, and a good evening.